Hello, everyone. I'm John Higgins, contributing writer to Film and TV Now, and I'm delighted to welcome one and all to this very special interview with Rachel Warren and Helen Alexis Yonov, who are teaming up through their respective production companies, RWI Films and Handsome Women Productions, to produce a slate of productions that will focus on diverse and inclusive content, with the emphasis on equality both in front of and behind the camera. Rachel and Helen, warm welcome to you.
Hello.
Like, hello.
Okay, so my first question is what was the catalyst for you two teaming up?
I'll let Rachel answer this one.
Are you sure? Okay. So it all began because with my film and television design poster company, RWI Creative, Alexis came to me and was looking for a poster. So we worked together through the poster and really just clicked. Then the poster obviously was done and we kept in communication and we just bonded, and it was just a mutual bond that I think we both can't really explain. It was just there, and it was very supportive, it was very kind and genuine and real. So from that, there was a really memorable Zoom call that we had that lasted about 2 hours, and it was just love. It was
Yeah.
beautiful, and we both want the same things. So we both want to be able to raise each other up as women in the industry, but we also want to help other people. We want to create a safe working environment on and off screen on all of our film productions together. We want to be able to raise up and coming new talent and then get like experienced talent and mold them together, and so that they can work together. And we basically want a no tolerance to bullying on film sets, or we, as I said, as you introduced us as well, we were discussing, and we just want inclusion. We just want everybody to have the equal opportunities, which still is a huge thing. And I know it's talked about a lot now, but from experience, it still needs more. Like, as we know, my background, I've been an actor for 19 years. In that 19 years, I have only been directed by two female directors. So there is still a really, really long way to go with equality. So then I, in January, produced my short film, Beautiful Things. And Alexis was looking for a production company or producer, potentially based in the UK, because she also has a very soft spot for the UK. And her dream as well is to come and live here. So that's when it happened. I obviously respect Alexis's work so much. Her writing is, I mean, it speaks for itself. The Burden of Light, her feature film script, it is scooping up awards at the moment in the festivals. She has a raw talent, but she's also got a kind, beautiful soul to go with it. And it's kind of an honor, in the sense that I've never felt this passion so much as to try and help and raise someone up like Alexis, who should be on a totally different level. So that's kind of the side where have I mentioned?
Oh no, I think it's great. I mean, I think you've really I get it. I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, obviously you have mentioned the Burden of Light. I mean, that's what I understand. It's your first project. So first of all, two parts to this next question, which is, tell us more, obviously, about it, because you said it won award. And secondly, how does recognition for a script winning awards at that stage before it's even in production, how does that help move a project, I mean, forward? Because obviously you've been talking about actually widening the the world for women, female directors to get out there in female production, which is, I get it, and I admire what you're doing. It's fantastic, wonderful initiative. But how does the context of recognition, that how does it help move a project forward, and what challenges have you still managed to get while you're putting it together?
Well, to answer the first question, The Burden of Light is a feature screenplay that I started writing many years ago when I moved to Paris, France. And I had seen an article about an abandoned apartment, and I took the entire article, threw it out the window, and I took 2 photographs and I wrote a screenplay about it. It's about a woman who inherits an apartment in Paris from her great aunt who's passed away. And when she inherits this apartment, she learns so much about why this woman kept it a secret and goes through this journey to learn about what happened before World War II. It wasn't the war, but the personal experiences a person may have that will make them make these choices to leave their life behind. And it coincides with a present day love affair, really, with 2 people that aren't sure if they're ready to give their hearts over to someone else because they're worried about what could happen. And I think having it in film festivals has been really helpful for me as a writer because you can work on something for a decade, which is what I've done. And you don't know if it's, it's good. You know, like when you know that your baby's pretty, but no one else has told you. And then someone else comes out as a god that's gorgeous. It helps me as a writer realize that I've actually struck a nerve with people, that I've hit the nail on the head, that I've done what I was setting out to do. And having, yes, this feedback has been really helpful, but I think it's also allowed us to open doors that people say, hey, this is what you're doing is good. What you are doing has worth and value. And we've had people come to us recently with some great opportunities based solely on the fact that this script has been seen by other people and has been appreciated.
Mm-hmm. So obviously that's one production. The other one I understand you're in pre-production on is a thing called Inheriting Hope. Now, tell us a bit more about that one. I mean, what are your goals overall for that? I mean, do you feel that doing The Burden of Light is going to help that move forward? I mean, what are the goals for this one?
Well, I think Inheriting Hope is something that I'm actually aiming to do prior to The Burden of Light because The Burden of Light is such a beautiful epic. I'm completely um, enamored with David Lean's work and Anthony Mangala and the Lawrence of Arabia, the English Patient. So I would really like to wait for The Burden of Light to have a proper budget and not just do it for as low as we can get, so to speak. Inheriting Hope is the precursor to letting people understand what we're capable of doing. And it is a really sweet romantic comedy that is about a man who inherits a manor, and in his inheriting this manor that his great uncle has left him, finds love and also finds reconciliation with the past, that his family actually left him with a bit of a broken heart with something that happens in the past that I won't actually say what happened.
No spoilers,
no spoilers. But I think that as a filmmaker, and this would be my first feature film, I had done The Gesture and the Word, which was a short film that went to, I believe, over 90 festivals, won about 60 awards. So as a short filmmaker, I recognize that I've shown that I'm capable of doing that. But to take that next level, to take that next step up, you really need to show that you're capable of doing something. And to stay at this level is the best way, I think, Rachel and I believe, to take the next step to Burden of Light.
Yeah. I mean, Rachel, we've got to talk a little bit about where you're going as well, which is, I understand you've created a comedy drama with Netflix writer Samira Stewart, and you're looking to take that forward. Now, obviously, with the streaming revolution, I mean, Netflix is, and Amazon and Disney Plus, I mean, these streaming services. So tell us a bit more about your relationship with Samira, and then how has she helped shape your work? And tell us, without giving any spoilers away, what is this comedy drama about?
Yeah, the comedy drama is actually my lips are sealed, in the sense of I'm not allowed to really say anything. It's just been packaged and it's with our literacy agent and over here in the UK, and our American manager is also just about to start shopping it around. So in terms of what it's about, it's a comedy drama, and I can say it's in the tone of Fleabag and Bridget Jones.
Okay, well, in that case, Rachel, no more. I mean, I think in a way we've kind of got an idea. So hopefully we do. But rest assured,
I can honestly say a huge shout out to Samira Stewart. She is also a phenomenal writer, along with Helen Alexis Yonov, and she recently was one of the writers for Get Even,
Right.
the Netflix show, and then she's actually in the writers' room as we speak on another show, but I'm not sure if that's been announced yet. But it
Okay.
is a huge, huge Netflix show.
All right.
So I'm very, very honoured, and she's been my best friend for 18 years.
Brilliant. Well, as I say, it's always pays to have friends in high places. I think that's the way of putting it. Or people who went to high places, I'm sure.
We're on the journey together.
Yeah,
that's
like all creatives. So, Helen, going back to the gesture and the word, I mean, you mentioned earlier 60 awards. I mean, phenomenal success for a short film. I mean, obviously BAFTA and Oscar qualifying film festivals. I mean, it's an amazing.
Yep.
I mean, I see a lot of short films every year, and I'm always amazed. My biggest big bugbear is that these filmmakers make this incredible shorts, and then the platform that they get after that is they're struggling to get shorts, which is quite sad. So, in terms of where you are now with the gesture and the word, in terms of what it's done for you, I mean, how does that sort of recognition in that context, awards for short film, how does that help you?
Well, it's now an Omeletto, which is a website that does short films that have gone to those BAFTA and Academy Award qualifying festivals. Uh, there's several things that this short has done for me. It has, number one, allowed me to work with one of my best friends, James Michael Tyler, who passed away, who played the main actor, who was known as Gunther on Friends, and Paul Dooley, who's an incredible actor, who was the father in 16 Candles and a bunch of other amazing films. So to work on a short film with that caliber of actors, including the three others we had who are all of the same caliber, that gave me and others the understanding that I can actually helm something with this sort of talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people make short films and they don't realize what they can do for you. It's your calling card. So many people don't put enough time and effort into knowing that this piece of art can actually get you to the next stage. Having it on Omeletto has really helped because you also like having a feature film in film festivals, having that feedback. It's so simple, but just looking at that list of people coming back and responding, you see people being like, thank you for making this. This is exceptional. This is beautiful. Some people being like, they hate it. But that's, if you know you've done a good piece of art, those naysayers actually don't touch you. So it's a wonderful way of actually preparing myself for a bigger audience that are going to hate my work. And that's okay. That is on you. You're not my audience. So it's given me a thicker skin. It's given me more confidence, given me a heck of a lot more confidence. And it's wonderful to see how it keeps going. It One thing for short filmmakers, don't stop trying to get your work out there. People look at short films as being like, oh, it's a short film. No. If you really put something beautiful out there, never let it stop being seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. I think I've seen some incredible work. I mean, An Irish Goodbye, for example, and The Red Suitcase were two of my
Yeah.
favorites this year. I mean, there are
Yeah.
others that I just think, and there was one short which I thought was shot in the Middle East. In fact, it was shot in a warehouse in Germany. That's how convincing it was. It was so. Let's talk a little bit back to what we were talking about at the beginning. I mean, you mentioned at the start that your production companies are hoping to focus on diversity and equality and inclusivity. I mean, where do you think progress has been made to date? And where do you think would you like to shine a light more? I mean, what would be the key things that you think, be it in the kind of in the creative world behind the scenes, would you like to focus on? And what would you like to focus on the big screen, on the screen itself, that would really help shine a light on these themes?
I think as a writer, having strong female characters is huge. I think that having characters that are realistic, not your quintessential, female character that looks like she's been written out of a paper bag or like a box. I think having these characters that are really in depth, that show the difficulties that women go through, there are amazing writers out there, men and women, that can write some really great female characters. I don't think there's a lot out there. I think also having two female producers, a female director, writer, it's like Rachel said, she's worked with two directors that are women. I remember in my early days as a production assistant, I worked on 20 feature films that were of big budget. I worked with one female director. It's about us getting to the point where we can work together to give an example to other women that it's possible.
It's kind of that thing where I'd love it to get. This is why it's not really there yet on all levels. With diversity as well, I want to make sure that we're very inclusive and we have a diverse cast and also a diverse crew. I want to make sure that we're giving equal opportunities on screen and off screen. So in our crew positions, I don't care what gender or anything. I just want to see the credentials there, but I want to make sure that we keep the doors open so that we don't close the doors on someone that could be absolutely spectacular to place it with someone that has a big track record, but we're not giving that opportunity to somebody else. So it's just balancing everything up. And if we can do it, then so can everybody else. And that's kind of the thing. So we're both really working hard together to make that happen, to create hopefully some exciting, beautiful opportunities for other filmmakers out there and actors and director, everybody. It's not just about on screen and off screen. It's a whole family.
Yeah.
From the runners, for the PAs, up until the DOP, everyone, and we want to make sure everybody is treated with kindness on sets. We're both actually probably at the start of shoot. We're literally going to say we have zero tolerance to bullying, unkindness. Yeah. We don't care of your position or who you are. You're gone if you start speaking to somebody or it's like you're bullying. We're just not going to stand for any of that on sets.
I have to say that I couldn't agree more. I've worked in the industry and I know for a fact that you can come across difficult people who take their position for granted. And I think I want to salute you for what you're doing. I think I would safely say if I had that 30 years ago when I started in the industry, I would have given you a big hug and said thank you so much, because I think it's terrific. And I also feel that it's a challenge to get anything made. I think anybody who goes out there, I mean, I go to a lot of networking events and I meet filmmakers and everybody's doing it, and you see them at the film festivals and afterwards it's like, you know what, where are these people going to go? And then the film disappears and may or may not turn up a year later at for a release thing and something. So I get where you're coming from. So congratulations on that note anyway. So well done. Got about 2 or 3 more questions before we finish. So I want to talk a little bit about the accessibility and democracy of filmmaking. I mean, with the power of HD, 4K and, social media, where I think people are the strengths align. I mean, where do you feel that filmmaking has become easier for you? What would you say are the things that have sort of said, that you feel are accessible in terms of what we can do today with films?
Well, that's a good question. As a director, as a writer, well, writing, it stays the same. Like it's you lock yourself in a room and I've seen how we've gone into HD, how we've been able to change. I wouldn't say how quick it is. It's still the same art form. There's just opportunities in which technology is allowing us to do more. It gives more filmmakers the opportunity to actually get out there. We're not just looking at 35 or 16 millimeter. We're not looking just at certain types of technology and equipment. The ability to go out and have a film done on your iPhone, on an Arri, whatever, it's giving these young filmmakers and older filmmakers the ability to do more, to do things at a lower budget. And then you've got these opportunities to do streaming and not just theater. And I'd love theater to actually come back with a vengeance, because I'd love to see my stuff up on the big screen. No director doesn't want to see their stuff on a big screen. But I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he said something very interesting. He goes, the ability to do films on iPhones and on DSLRs and things like that, the YouTube channels, the Instagram video, it gives an outlet for people that won't get to that point of being in features on big screens. It gives an outlet to people that won't be on Netflix. It gives an artistic outlet to people that just want to create and be artists. And I think because of the change in technology, we're giving more opportunity to more people. And I think a lot of people go, oh my God, they're doing it on their iPhone. How can we, should they have these opportunities that we do, that we put in millions of dollars? Everyone should have their place at the table. Everyone should have their ability to be seen. And some people get it in some ways, and other people get it on YouTube. And these people are making a lot of money, and they're having a lot of people see them. They're getting what we all want, which is an audience.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my last two questions are, I mean, what issues and themes are you keen to explore in future work?
Well,
I was going to say, Alexis,
there's a lot.
Alexis is really good at answering this because we've got a slate of films that she's written that covers this.
So we have a romantic comedy. We have a very historical drama that is a romance that is also has a contemporary romance with it, with both Inheriting Hope and The Burden of Light. But I have been through so much in my life. I've been through a terrorist attack. I've been through a coup d'etat in the Soviet Union when communism fell. My father was a refugee from Latvia. I'm not your typical American. I have citizenship from Latvia. So a lot of my interest in themes is also to do with immigration, with terrorism, with people going against the hardest possible things that could come their way and being able to overcome those things. So I think a lot of our themes are about hope,
Yes.
like Inheriting Hope, but it's a lot about hope and not giving up and tenacity and really just pursuing, like we are doing right now, pursuing our dreams.
Yeah.
It's about telling people through stories that can be very difficult stories to watch.
Yes, very.
But at the end of the day, I don't want someone to walk out of my films and go like, oh my God, I'm so depressed. I want them to go, that was tough. I can do this.
Yeah.
I can make it through.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my final question is what are you most proud of about your careers to date?
Getting to the point where I'm with Rachel. I'm not even kidding. I think I've been through so much over the last zillion years that I've been through, like, one big thing about bullying. I've had someone shake me on set. I've had people get fired for things they've said to me, things they've done to me. I think one of my proudest moments was meeting Rachel, and over the years having a friendship with her, that after everything I've been through, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the goods, the bads, my proudest moment is sitting here right now, and it's not lip service. It is, I finally got to a place where all my hard work, and I think Rachel feels the same way, all her hard work, we're sitting now together, and the future is very bright.
Yeah, I've got to echo that. It's been a whirlwind of letdowns. It's been, I mean, the word is overused a lot, but there's been a lot of gaslighting. There's been a lot of manipulation in the past. And it gets to that stage where, and I'm saying this because I'm sure so many other filmmakers can relate to it, where you're just thinking, oh my God, will this get any better? I've been doing this for 19 years. And obviously with acting, it's very different because it is up to somebody. You're in the hands of another person to choose if you're going to get the role for their film or not. And that's what got me into the producing side, because I was like, I am sick and tired of taking like 2 or 3 days out to learn my sides and go on tapes and wasting so much time doing auditions. And obviously some of them that say yes, and I'm in a fortunate position at the moment where I'm getting offered roles without auditions. So that's got to be a very, very proud moment for me as an actor on the acting side, where I'm like, hang on a minute, oh, okay, oh, they just want me to read the script. Oh, okay, right, I'll read the script and see if I like the character then. And that in itself, I keep laughing because I'm like, this is fantastic, this is amazing, this is crazy, but you've just got to say thank you. And I'm just like, thank you so much for that. It's taken a lot of graft and a lot of rejection and a lot of dark times and a lot of self-doubt to be able to get to this stage with acting. And that's what I want to inspire actors for, and to be like, do not give up. If you really want to do this, you go and hand out papers, you go and do that. Because I handed out papers. I was a paper girl at Euston Station. I used to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and hand out the Guardian to all the commuters that came in. They wouldn't look at you, they snatched the paper. Like, I've done all these jobs. I've been a perfume squirter at Harrods, and all of my 20s, it was always self-doubt, loads of rejection, but just keep fighting and keep doing it. If you really want to do it, you won't give up. And I want others to know that you have to grow like an army tank around you to protect yourself from a lot of the people kind of trying to gun you down, or even comments what people say. Just that's their opinion. Just don't listen to it, and don't let it get in your head, because once they've said that comment, they're just on with their lives, and you don't need to take that home with you. And it's that bringing kindness, and I'm really, really excited to inspire. You know, I do have actors now asking for help and all of this advice, and I spend time helping up and coming actors, because I want them to not have to experience some of the stuff I went through, and I want to help them.
Well, on that note, I want to say that's fantastic. That's inspiring to me. I've got to tell you, it's great, and I think whoever sees it will inspire. So, Rachel, Helen, thank you so much for your time today and your insights today. Absolutely brilliant, great educational stuff. Generally, please keep an eye open for their projects in future. You know what they're all about. I'm sure they'll be out soon. We haven't heard the last of you, and I'm sure there's more projects on the way. Okay, so just wrapping up, for more articles, interviews, and reviews, you can go to www.filmandtvnow.com. And for more interviews like this, you can go to my official YouTube channel, John Higgins Film Review. So on that note, thank you both again, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.